Welcome to Discovery Watch with John Kaiser.
I'm Jim Goddard. John, Serengeti Resources, a Discovery Watch company from last week, announced results today from its summer drill program. What do you make of the drill results?
I believe these results are very much along the lines that I expected. The first hole is, of course, a very good hole. It was drilled through the deposit, the known central zone, and it delivered a substantial intersection of 438 meters of 0.71% copper and 0.83 grams per ton gold. This hole is important because it was drilled perpendicular to all but one of the holes that went into delineating this deposit from 2007 onwards. And the theory behind this hole was perhaps the orientation of the mineralization of that is somewhat different and could perhaps yield a better understanding of the metal grades in it. And so far, this is the second best hole pulled on the property. It included a short interval of 3.6 meters of 19% copper and 6.5 gram gold. If this were a brand new hole in a new target, the stock would be going to the moon. Instead, it has sold off today because the market realizes, well, to some degree, we already know this about this hole. But it does boost the understanding of the system and moves the project forward to the Farm Partners' objective of demonstrating that the copper and gold grade of the underground mineable portion is better than modeled for the economic study done in 2013. The second hole, number 178, this is the one that I believe the market had high hopes for. It was drilled about 900 meters to the north in the middle of a IP anomaly. This is indicative of a sulfide system. It is a very deep anomaly. This hole yielded only 245 meters of 0.06% copper and 0.11 gram per ton gold. These grades are far too low to be important for underground mining. However, this hole did not kill the IP anomaly. The hole was drilled at a modest angle. It intersected andesite. It had anomalous copper and gold in it. Andesite is not the host that you're looking for. The hole ended up passing through a fault into a post-mineral monzonite material. And they now realize that, well, if we had drilled this hole vertical, we would have probably hit the main intrusive system. And the sulfide target is still intact. The fact that the surrounding rock is mineralized with copper and gold, that is very promising that the intrusive itself will be much better mineralized. So the company will have to go back next year and test this target. The main deposit is shaping up to be better than previously understood. And the big IP anomaly that could host an entirely new system, that story is still alive and well. The only question now is, will Daewoo commit to spend $7.2 million over the next couple of years? I believe that the initial hole answered the question it wanted answered, and I expect them to go ahead. So this discovery is still on track.
Arizona Mining, a Discovery Watch company from 2 weeks ago, has also reported more results. What are we learning?
They continue to step out and intersect phenomenal zinc, silver, lead intervals on the Hermosa-Taylor project in Arizona. It is very unusual that a sort of a high-grade sulfide skarn type system evolves in this manner as if by clockwork. It is really shaping up to be everything that we expected, a deposit that's going to be 100 to 200 million tons by the time it is done, and it'll probably have that 60 million tons of probably 14 to 16% combined lead zinc with 1 to 3 ounce silver byproduct credit. to it. So yes, this one is doing everything that we wanted to do, and the stock is one of the few stocks that actually did not suffer from the downturn in the last month that kicked in mid-August. This is a classic discovery play evolving in the old-fashioned manner. It just keeps getting bigger and better.
Those are both examples of projects with known mineralization that the juniors are turning into new discoveries by giving them a fresh look. What other exploration projects are you watching of that nature?
Well, we should hear any day now from Kerry Curtis, the CEO of InZinc Mining, as to what exactly they plan to do with the West Desert zinc copper skarn deposit in Utah. This is a deposit that's also a deep underground mineable sulfide system associated with carbonates. It has an existing resource on it for which a preliminary economic assessment was produced in the past few years. It is very much dependent on the zinc price, and the zinc price has climbed over $1. It almost reached $1.10 earlier this month. Has settled back a bit at the moment, but there is a general turnaround underway with base metal prices in general, and zinc is the strongest behaving of it. In the case of West Desert, there is plenty of unexplored ground around the deposit. Most of the historical work has focused on the known mineralization. What I expect the company to do is announce in the next week or so that it plans to drill for expansion of this system, to find out that if it is twice the size, to see if there is even other more interesting stuff in the vicinity, similar to what happened with Hermosa Taylor, where $40 million was spent on the near surface system until Don Taylor had the bright idea of, well, let's go down deeper and chase into the sulfides at the bottom of the pit, and realized that streaking off towards the northwest was this incredible carbonate replacement sulfide deposit. So this is another one that I've been watching closely. This is one in which I own shares, and it is an existing Spec Value Hunter recommendation at Kaiser Research Online.
Are there any other advanced projects of this nature getting ready for a drill program?
Well, one that I have been watching for some time now is Defiance Silver, and this is one that I own, and it is a bottom fish recommendation at Kaiser Research Online. A number of years ago, they optioned the San Acacio project in the Zacatecas area, and this project covers a historic silver vein system that was from which about 200 million ounces were mined during the Spanish colonial period. In the past 100 years, there has been not much done at all there. On the adjacent property, the owner has chased the silver veins lower. What the company has started to do is trace the old zones deeper past the mined out levels, and also reassess the mined out zones which were backfilled with material which at the time was too low grade for the miners to extract the silver from. So this material, backfilled material, is actually ore. They have I think about 25 million ounces outlined here. Their goal is to bring this up to 35 million ounces. They've got permitting in place for doing a major drill program to get them to that target. That would make them a potential buyout target for one of the primary silver producers, such as First Majestic. But the real story will be when they go and chase the 4-kilometer extension of this system, the down plunge, which is too deep for anybody to have ever explored in the past. This segment, if it is a continuation of the Veta Grande vein, could host over 100 million ounces of high-grade 6 to 8 ounce per ton gold. This will require deep, angled holes. They will not do that in the initial round, but this is a play where you get both the potential for a modest resource of 35 to 50 million ounces by exploring the old workings, and then you get incredible upside blue sky by stepping out and testing for an extension of a system that yielded 100 to nearly 200 million ounces in the past 500 years.
We'll have more on Discovery Watch with John Kaiser right after the break.
GEM International is a new diamond explorer in the richest diamond-producing country in Africa, located next to the fourth largest producing diamond mine in the world. International Spotlight is on an 1109-carat diamond recently discovered in Africa by a fellow Canadian junior with a proven operator and finance team. GEM International trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol GI. Visit us at gemdiamondmining.com.
I'm Larry Ray, President and CEO of American Manganese Inc., listed on the TSX Venture, ticker symbol AMY, A-M-Y, with proprietary patents in the U.S., China, and South Africa. Our focus is on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. China recently legislated the responsibility for recycling onto their electric vehicle manufacturers and importers. For more information, please visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
You're listening to Discovery Watch with John Kaiser. Gold has bounced off its recent low. Can you give us any gold exploration plays that you're watching?
Well, Skeena Resources, which is Ron Nedolitsky's version of a mineral bank where he is accumulating older high-grade gold-silver system and rethinking them. Well, this year he picked up the Snip deposit, which was his flagship story during the 80s when he was in charge of Delaware. And this was turned into a profitable high-grade gold mine by Homestake. And Homestake had found some additional zones away from the main areas in the last days when gold was weak, and they were thinking, well, we shouldn't mine this anymore. And then Barrick came along and took over Homestake, and Barrick just went into the mode, we're shutting this thing down. We're not into these small, high-grade systems. Well, they have resumed drilling on this project, and they have delivered high-grade intersections confirming that these unmined zones exist. It is probably unlikely that this project will be restarted as a standalone project, but it is quite likely that they will develop a large enough resource to attract Seabridge, which recently acquired the adjoining project and would definitely like to have additional high-grade gold mineralization. Skeena is a company with 400 million plus shares issued. It's still relatively cheap. I've contrasted it in the past with First Mining Finance, whose model is to acquire so-called optionality plays and just sit on them and wait for the gold price to go up. In the case of Skeena, it is a hybrid of optionality and exploration. Ron Nedolitsky is an accomplished explorer with an equally accomplished team. So this is a old discovery being reinvented with new mineralization that produces some very fancy gold results.
John, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim.
Discovery Watch will be back next week with John Kaiser. I'm Jim Goddard.
Comments made on Discovery Watch are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Discovery Watch is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.